Hello, my name is Michael Dawson and welcome to the Quit Your Diet 10-part Masterclass. It's a 14-day roadmap to quitting diet for good. A quick note before we begin. This course is complete and unedited, so you won't miss anything by being here and subscribing. You will also receive all the background notes plus a full colour digital workbook. The Masterclass is based on my book, Quit Your Diet. The book isn't included, and you don't need it to complete the course, but it's available as an optional extra on Amazon. As always, follow the link below. If you're brand new here, you may want to start with the introduction. You'll also find a link to that down below. I hope you enjoy the classes, and I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments section. You can also visit www.actionfactorypublishing.com and join the free members area for lots of additional resources to this course. Thanks for being there. Let's begin. After all the time you've dedicated to losing weight, meal plans, calorie counters, slimming clubs, we're going to commit 14 days to quitting diet forever. Welcome to Quit Your Diet, Think to Shrink. So if you've been stuck on the diet treadmill for years, caught in the endless cycle of yo-yo dieting, then the thought of quitting your diet might sound like a leap of faith. You're probably thinking, what will I do without my diet? My weight will explode. I need a diet to control my eating. If you're like most of my clients, you've already quit numerous diets, but there's just two big differences here. One, you will be actually planning to quit the diet after 14 days. Number two, you already will know what you're going to do instead. So in this course, I'm going to guide you through a series of exercises that have absolutely nothing to do with food, nutrition, diet, or exercise. And these are ideas that I simply pulled out of thin air. These techniques have helped millions of people. And if they can help people I've worked with overcome drug abuse, family violence, or alcohol issues with incredible rates of success, then can they help you quit diets? I've been in the people business for almost 4 decades. I specialize in working on the front line and in training care professionals, youth workers, police officers. I've run and managed revolutionary projects for the mental health service, the NHS, and social services. I build my programs from recognized working models such as NLP, solution-focused brief therapy, and clinical hypnotherapy. I've also written several books, including this one, Quit Your Diet, Think to Shrink. And I'm later going to be telling you how that book was born from an incredible NHS project working with the morbidly obese. And along the way, I've grown £3 million in business and become top 10 in my industry. You may feel comfortable with staying where you are, stay on the treadmill, wait for the next diet to come along, or you might be willing to really commit a similar amount of time and energy to putting your trust in me and my sometimes off-the-wall techniques. Either way, statistically, you're probably quitting your diet anyway. And this is about what you replace it with, quitting forever or the next diet trend. If you're ready for me to prove you can do this, there is a small price to pay. During that 14 days, I'm going to suggest some ideas and techniques that might seem a bit off the wall and radical. I compare them to the TARDIS. Not much on the outside, but massively effective on the inside. And they warrant much, much more than a skim read. They demand engagement. So I'm going to be asking you to make a huge change in your life. A recognizable difference that everyone you know will notice. You're not going to walk away from diets or this course as the same person if you are fully committed. So if you're still with me and you're curious to know where we're heading, let's just have a look at the journey ahead. I'm going to be sharing with you an insight into a project I did working with a group of morbidly obese individuals. What that taught me and more importantly, what it untaught me about weight loss. We're going to uncover the reason traditional approaches to weight loss just create so much internal resistance and that require so much fighting against the tide, and how you can change that. Also, and this is important, what the answer to the question, where's my problem, will tell you a lot more than what's my problem. Now, don't worry, this isn't about psychobabble about your childhood and all that kind of stuff, but it's more about taking the right medicine for the right complaint. We're going to also discuss a concept I developed called MNA, which is a powerful mindset idea that will explain how and why our diets feel so resistive. And although this course is brief and to the point, it provides all the resources and guidance you're going to need to successfully navigate the full 14-day program. And this includes a full color workbook in digital form so that you can follow along, make your own notes, and you can keep your journey personal and safe and secure on your device. But if you're like me and you prefer pen and paper, then there is a paper workbook available. You're probably already aware of my book, Quit Your Diet, Think to Shrink. That's available on Amazon. And I also have a members area on my website where there are lots of tools and resources free for you. And that's all completely optional and up to you, because everything you need to complete the course is included right here in this packet. So you won't have any worries about having to seek out extra resources. The root of the Quit Your Diet book and course started with a project I did with the UK's National Health Service. The NHS had decided to try an experiment in working with a group struggling with morbid obesity. By definition, their weight was a threat to their lives. And despite initially having little experience in weight loss, I was really excited about joining this project. After all, people and problems are my thing, and weight loss is just another problem. Also, I thought, my role was to be the behavioral specialist, and I quickly noticed something very different about weight loss challenges. They were treated entirely differently to the other life challenges that I'd worked with. All my experience using solution-focused breath therapy, NLP, clinical hypnosis to help my clients had taught me a lot about people and problems. And what I discovered in the morbidity project was that across the board, we treated weight loss, in most instances, the polar opposite to any of the other issues I'd successfully dealt with for decades. In doing so, I suspected we were making the problem worse or hindering the client's progress. Traditional methods pointed towards the problem to the point of obsession and never focused upon the solution. Let me give you an example. Imagine telling someone struggling with alcohol addiction to count their drinks, measure the alcohol content. In fact, imagine that the counsellor actually offered to sell them low alcohol beer. And yet this is perfectly acceptable in the world of weight loss. Now, the problem for me was that although the traditional approach made perfect sense, which it does, dig in, suffer, find your willpower, push on through, I knew something. I knew that as humans, we don't make perfect sense. We do things that are bad for us. We fall in love with the wrong people. We buy things we don't need. And it was only when I was free of that NHS project that I built the Quit Your Diet program and wrote the book. So we know diets don't work because the evidence proves it. Being on a diet is an indicator of weight gain. Humans are far more complicated than a set of instructions. You can't just tell an alcoholic to stop drinking or a depressed person to cheer up. So maybe it's time to try something new and work with this faulty, deluded, and often misconceived human mind instead of against it. To change how you think about yourself and edge closer to those people who don't count calories, don't have food diaries, but they manage their weight okay. Look around Town Square and you'll see that they are not supermodels or buff athletes. They're just going about their day-to-day lives without the added stress of diets and meal plans and calorie counters. And the reason is they aren't looking at the problem. They think differently. And so maybe you can think a little more like them. And that's why in this book, of course, there's no nutritional or diet advice. There's no physical workout regimes, fat melting foods, color-coded foods, or tablets. It's about taking what can sometimes be your biggest enemy and making it your friend. And after that, everything else becomes easier. So I don't know when you'll get to see this course, but you do not need my book. Everything is here within this course. However, I am currently anyway giving away 100,000 interactive digital copies. So check my webpage at actionfactorypublishing.com. They are running down fast, but I will ensure that you have everything you need from the book right here in this course. So if you're ready to finally understand and overcome your dieting challenges, ready to try something radical, and in doing so feel empowered to go forward under your own steam, in 14 days, you could be ready for what I call D-Day. D-Day is diet day, and that's the last day you count calories, follow meal plans, or measure your sins. If you're ready for that, then I'm really excited to get going. Let's get started.